Cheers, late afternoon coffee. Here we go, vlog number 7. You know, I'll say one of my favorite things about doing these vlogs each week is I don't always, Beast might creep in behind me, I hear him in there. Sometimes you think you didn't do very much during your week, and then when you look back at it, it's like, oh yeah, man, like that was like less than a week ago that we did that awesome thing. And you forget like just how much you have done in a week. So much stuff, in fact, that I forget things every week that we did, and then that's kind of like a pleasant surprise because like I did so much stuff that I don't even remember it all at the first thought of it. Here's what we did this week. Last year I went to Rome for a long weekend with an organization called EF, Education First, I think it's called. And EF takes us over to Italy, and I meet a few really, really nice people that I hung out with for the duration of my time there. And one of those people was a woman named Natasha. Natasha teaches at the oldest girls' boarding school in the United States. She is the dean of students there. And we really hit it off and had a really great time. And ever since then, we've been trying to get back together and we just haven't been able to. So this week, she drove all the way to Philadelphia. My wife and I met her in West Philly. And the first place we tried to eat at, the Dock Street Pub, which is a great place if you're ever in Philadelphia, was closed because they have like the weirdest hours I ever heard of. So from there, we hit up a bunch of places and ate for the rest of the afternoon. We went to Local 44 on Spruce Street, which is a really great place, and had hush puppies. I haven't had hush puppies since I was like 6. Big plate of Brussels sprouts, and that was delightful. And then we went down to Center City, Philadelphia, where I showed her a bunch of graffiti around there on the streets and different types of street art that was around. I really like giving people tours of Philadelphia. I like giving people tours of anywhere that I go if I know anything about it. There's something really fun about doing it. I've learned a lot over the years, either from my own reading or from friends. I have a friend, Abe the Rockstar, who used to drive horse-drawn carriages around Philadelphia, and I would just like take one of his tours and then absorb all of that information and then regurgitate it whenever I went out with people. Pretty much like throwing up knowledge on them. We took her to this cool spot called the Graffiti Bar, just down this long, narrow alleyway filled with graffiti, spray graffiti, sticker graffiti, people that have just tagged up the wall. And we had dumplings there and some kind of weird pork thing in a weird roll thing that was delicious. They had awkward stools and that felt like not good the whole time. And then we went to a place for dinner called Barbuzzo at the recommendation of one of my coworkers, and it was really good. I tried a bunch of new stuff. I never had octopus before. I'd had squid before, but not octopus. This like goat cheese situation with some bread that was awesome. Oysters with some other kind of magic sprinkled in there. I forget what else was in there. And this really great pasta with like these big giant scallops in it and some other magic sprinkled in there. I don't know. Natasha knows all this stuff about food. I just kind of went with whatever we were getting and tried it all. Which I'll say is one of those things that has changed about me in my life. Younger Reynolds would not eat anything that was new. I could consist on a diet of hot dogs purchased from a gas station and burritos purchased at 7-Eleven, which is a convenience store here in the United States, and they were all disgusting and I wouldn't touch any of them now. Now I eat octopus and goat cheese. Then we just walked around Philly a little bit, saw some cool stuff, went into some neat stores and just checked it out, and then headed back home. Tuesday, the wife for life was home, and Brody wanted to have a Nerf battle. Sometimes when you're a parent and your kids ask you stuff, you just say no, because it sounds like an awful idea. Nerf bullets shooting all over the place, people running places, stuff getting knocked over, shot on accident, things getting broken. You know, you could just hear your own parents saying no when you were a kid. And that's exactly the reason that you should say yes to those things. So we went with it. We all suited up. Brody hid weapons all over the house, which was kind of unfair because Brody knew where all the stuff was and no one else did. Then we had to go find the weapons. He left out like pieces of costumes, and if you put those on, apparently that was armor. I'm not really sure what armor that would be good for, like gloves that didn't fit me or masquerade masks that were just kind of weird, and I felt like I was in that weird Tom Cruise movie, and we won't even go there. Big cup. Look, it looks bigger. It's like the size of my head. It's the wife's favorite cup. So we did it. We had an all-out Nerf war. Boys versus girls. Boys started on the first floor. Girls started downstairs, and which is the first floor. Boys started upstairs. Girls were downstairs. We just threw down. Epic Nerf war. It was awesome. We're regrouping now. We're doing well. This mask is kind of weird. Brody told me all this stuff is armor, so if I have it on and I get hit in the face, you know, in the eyes, I'm not gonna get as injured.
Hi!
What the hell?
Get back!
I got more armor.
Run out, Dad! The boys are winning! Surprise! I hit you! Dad, is that you?
End of round 1, the boys took the victory. Round 2, I still don't have a gun. I haven't had a gun in a long time.
I got it!
I still don't have a gun!
You win! Oh, is that still recording, my camera? Keep going!
Get in here! Oh my God, you go!
I need
Yeah!
That's not working!
And you know what? After all that, think anything got broken? Nope. Nothing got ruined, nothing got messed up. We really just had to clean up all those Nerf bullets, because if we don't, the dog eats all of them. Then he's pooping Nerf bullets for like a week. Actually a real thing. He one time pooped an entire Lego man. The helmet was still on, the sword was still in his hand when it came out. That could not have felt good. And then Tuesday night, my friend Miss Yonkers came over. I've talked about her a bunch of times before. She's my co-teacher this year. She used to be the head of our special ed department at my school. We just took special ed questions on Teacher Talk Live, and it was really fun. It was weird to sit next to someone doing Teacher Talk Live because you had to like both fit into the screen. And when you're on camera, you don't realize how close you have to sit next to someone. So you, the viewer, don't get a sense of that so much. It looks appropriate, but when you're doing the interview and sitting right next to one another, I gotta talk loud now because more airplanes are going overhead. You have to sit super close to people, and it's kind of weird to talk to someone that close. It was great though. She did a wonderful job, and a lot of people reached out afterwards, and we were able to hit them up and hopefully help them out with the stuff that they're worried about in this upcoming school year. Wednesday, did chores. That's right, parents. I'm doing chores, and I'm not going to do it like my parents did it. Sorry that there's some kind of parenting theme going on here, but my parents always gave us chores at the beginning of the summer, told us that we were going to eat more vegetables, and told us we were going to go to the library more. And then by the end of June, all 3 of those things went away, and we didn't really have to do anything. I'm trying to keep working on this idea this summer, this ongoing theme of self-reliance and getting the kids to, like, if you want to make money, if you want to buy stuff, you got to do chores around the house. And so I made this little board in the kitchen, real easy on my chalkboard. I rated all of the tasks and how much money you get paid for each one. I think I actually put the money a little too high. I did it without my wife. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Always consult. All right, everyone, consult with your spouse. We did that and it went well. Then we ran to Target, which is always fun. Usually my wife shops and me and the kids just mess around. Or I have to go get a whole bunch of magazines and stand in the toy section for like 10 years. A lot of planes today. A lot of people flying into Philadelphia on a Sunday afternoon. Then while we were there, we had like torrential rain, and we had a sun shower, which is super cool because we don't have those too much, and an enormous rainbow, which I did not get on camera because I didn't want to take my camera out in the rain because I don't have that camera. And they were outside playing in this rain, and then the lightning started.
I'm so cold!
That's because your mom keeps the house at minus sub-zero all the time. It's raining pretty hard. The kids just came in. They were playing outside. Thursday, it came. Lemonade stand time. It was about 96 degrees here in New Jersey. My nieces came over. My wife wanted something for them to do, so she decided to have a lemonade stand for them, and we found all this really great stuff. We made it really beautiful. We cut flowers from the garden and put them in vases, and made a little sign that we hung up over top of it. Actually, the sign came from Target for $1, dollar section. Yeah, I'll be using that thing for the next 50 years. Spray painted some poles to put the sign on top of, and then just put a nice little tablecloth over it. And the kids made like a whole bunch of money doing that.
So you're like,
I don't know that it was a good idea that we let them use a megaphone out front to call out to people, but I think that helped people want to buy all the lemonade so they could stop yelling through the megaphone.
we have sugar cookies, M&M cookies, and pink and yellow lemonade for 50 cents. 50 cents, that's it. With the decorated cup.
Then Thursday night, she's like my best YouTube friend now. Miss May, one fab teacher, came on Teacher Talk Live with me, and we talked about the flight pattern that's over my house, and we talked about the importance of starting your year out on a positive note, right? So like when you go back to school, not just thinking like, another day, another dollar. You know all that dumb stuff people say to one another when they don't know what else to say, like working hard. Hardly working.
Oh, what do you say there, Rick? You know, same old, same old. You have a good weekend? Oh, very nice, very nice.
And the idea here is that if you just go in on a positive note, looking for people that are going to hang out with you, that are going to be more uplifting, more excited about the year, and figuring out some ways to be excited about your year, you're just going to be more excited. And who the hell doesn't want to just live a more exciting life than a kind of life of drudgery and misery? That was fun, and I just always love talking to her because it's really great. She did go on a little bit of a rant about me though, and said a whole bunch of nice stuff, and that was hard to listen to, but I'm working on that. I'm working on it. Then Friday, we ran up to a neighborhood in Philly called Fishtown, and I started looking for stuff for my room this year. Classrooms are one of those things that you have to add on to every year. I really, really love my classroom. I want to have the best classroom ever, every single year. And so I was looking for like weird little bins. I didn't want to just buy all the regular stuff. And as a high school teacher, like, you know, places like Lakeshore Learning or other learning stores, they just don't have stuff for high school teachers. And even when you go and I see a lot of the YouTubers do like dollar store hauls or Five and Below hauls or Target hauls, like not all of those places have stuff that are really suited to what I want. Plus I like making my own stuff. That sun got strong real quick all of a sudden. So I like going to like flea markets and thrift stores and places that like sell old junk and trying to find cool stuff there that I can like then build. That got real bright all of a sudden. That I can build some of the stuff. I can build part of what I want and then put in these pieces that I found. To be honest, I just don't think I never find anything that I'm 100% happy with that I can buy. I always want to like tailor it, or I know exactly what I have in mind, so I just build my stuff. And I'm gonna do a video on that coming up about like what I'm going to build for my room this year. So I've been on the hunt lately for like new kind of weird and creative solutions to like storage issues in my room and just ways to make my room look fun this year. And then Saturday is probably the highlight. Was the highlight of my week? Might have been the highlight of my week. I don't know. A friend of mine in Germantown section of Philadelphia collaborating with something called Parks on Tap. And Parks on Tap is like food trucks and local breweries that go to different parks in the city and they set up and there's a party and people can eat there, they can drink there. And my friend Steve set up this situation where they rented a truck that opened up into a stage and they had different bands come. They had a band in the beginning that played children's music. They had a samba band that was awesome because when I think samba band, I have an idea in mind of what I think that's going to look like. But then what showed up was like people from all walks of life playing music together and just crushing it, and it was super fun. After that, the magic happened. We've done this a couple of other times where I've played part, whether it was to raise money for something or charity, maybe the same thing, where I've played as part of live karaoke bands before. Typically, they are a bunch of songs that don't really fit together, that we threw down and we had a really fun time last night. And with almost zero practice as an entire band, we pulled that thing off and it was a really great time. So we're into the second week of August this week, and school for me goes back August 28th. That's when teachers go back. Students don't come back till September 6th. Let me leave you with this. I love this time of the year. I almost feel like this time of the year, seeing that the end of summer is near, seeing that the beginning of school is about to start, it kind of lights a fire under me or in me. Can you come out? He doesn't. He just wants to stand there and stare at me. Get creeper. Get him. I see you. So this time of the month really, like, it just lights me up because I think I got to make the most out of this month while I can. So this week and in the next few weeks, we're just gonna like pack our every single day full of stuff that we're going to be doing. And even if we're just chilling or watching a movie as a family, like making sure that's really intentional, making sure we're being really deliberate about that, you know, not waking up super late, not going to bed super late unless we're doing something, and just maximizing every single moment in this August. Because the last thing I want to do is go back to school and bemoan the fact that the summer's over and that I didn't make the most of it and that I didn't get everything done that I wanted to. And I very well may not get everything done that I want to, but I will at least go in trying to get as much stuff in there and making the most out of it as I can. Next summer is another year. You know, my kids will be 11 and 8 next summer, and right now, when they're 10 and 7, I want to just maximize every single moment of that. Thanks for watching this all the time. I really appreciate it. Keep hitting us up with all those emails and DMs and stuff. We'll keep trying to get back to you. I've been enjoying the video responses to a lot of those too, because it makes it a lot easier to me, and I've been enjoying like hearing back from folks that I've sent those out to that have enjoyed getting them. So I hope you have the best week ever. Thanks so much. Peace.